I've always been more interested in perry. It's a drink with a little bit more mystique to it. Harder to make in many ways than cider. And there's a lot of good cider makers around me in central Somerset. And I didn't want to compete with them, I wanted to do something different. So I'm picking up, at the moment picking up rock pears, which are like a really hard, really tannic variety. These pears almost taste like a cider apple when you eat them. They're very bitter, which is unusual for a perry pear. Normally perry pears are very dry. We concentrate on using really late harvest fruits, pears that have been growing an extra month or two on top of others. And what that means is you've got an extra couple of months of the sugars building up in the fruit, you've got an extra couple of months of the aroma and the flavour building up in the fruit. We're dealing with like really large standard trees here, and there's no way of picking the fruit by hand, so it's really a matter of just getting in and shaking what remains of the fruit onto the ground and then picking it up off the ground. The fruit on these trees, which is very late keeping fruit, are very hard, so they survive the fall. The grass below the trees is kept at short grazing and the sheep are removed a month or two before fruiting time, so they've got a nice grass cushion there to catch their fall. One thing that makes our product different to most perries is I use a combination of English and French perry pears. It's something that I don't think anyone else is doing really. And the French perry pears have got a lot more fresher acid to them, and it gives it a little bit more. It's more like a wine-like kind of acidity. So the end product will drink very much like a white wine. But we still use the traditional English perry pears. Once these pears are picked, they'll be stored away in sacks until they're ready to be milled. So once we press the juice, that juice then goes into stainless steel barrels to ferment over winter. And then in the spring, the fermentation finishes off. And then we normally wait a couple of months before bottling. And then once in the bottle, we'll wait a couple of months. So the whole process takes about a year probably, from picking the fruit to drinking. And we normally find that a year is about the right time for it to just mellowed out. And it's very much like a wine. You do need to age it 1 to 2 years to kind of get the best out of the fruit. I really like working with the pears themselves. I think it's a really lovely fruit. It needs to be handled in a special way, and once you've learned all the different subtleties of how you can look after the fruit and then look after the juice when it's fermenting, it's something you really get into. I've got a lot of passion for making perry. With enough hard work and dedication, I think I can make some of the best perry in the world.